Very pathetic when you see Indians celebrating Christmas or something like this. They never saw snow in their life. I saw a Christmas tree in Delhi in Connaught Circus. You know, my God, it was plus 35 degrees and they have a Christmas tree. You know, when finally our guests arrived from India, that was a few years ago, one of the severe winters, and I drove them from one airport to another, going through a mountain range in Germany. It heavy, heavy snow covered, really. And they came from, they came from Delhi, They had no even socks. They were sitting in a car, outside it was -10, and there was this huge snow. And they were like, stop the car, and they were just jumping bare feet into that huge pile of snow, and they were eating it. And they were going so much ice cream at once, it's on the trees, it's everywhere, and they were like, I was just sitting, and it's getting really cold here, but they were like, with bare feet, and they were just taking the snow from the trees, and they were going, that's how snow really looks like, because in Delhi we also have a Christmas tree, but, snow, and then they were completely excited. I told him, yeah, you can be excited for 1 hour more, then you are dead. That's how exciting it is. I had with me Bhakti Vidyapurna Swami, who was sitting next to the seat. He's actually from Canada, I think. So he knows snow. So he didn't went out to eat the snow. He was just sitting in a car, and all our guests were out of the car and eating snow. And he just looked at me and said, yeah, it's Narayana Jvara. That's Krishna in a presence as cold. Cold is killing everything. Heat you can somehow escape, survive, or try to protect yourself from cold. No, you are finished. Frozen to death. So this is the material world. Always freezing, always hostile, always remembering us that this is not the place we are supposed to be. We are supposed to be, by mercy of Lord Nityananda, achieving more and more understanding of our real identity, of our Krishna consciousness. And then, hopefully, by His mercy, being lifted from this place, not coming back to the place which is full of confusion and false identities, or as Bhagavatam says, a place of names only, just designations. Danish and Russian, and so just names. This can be changed. Everything can be changed. But we, as an eternal living being, we are the same. Full of bliss, full of knowledge, and eternal. This is our real identity. So maybe somebody wants to ask something or comment something. I'm sure that, you want to something about Lord Nityananda? Something to say, something? You always want to prepare yourself, right?
No. You speak?
No. I'm not a Nityananda Rasa, Think. If you would have other devotees, especially in devotees from Bengal, they will tell you stories day and night about Lord Nityananda. That's not me. I always was trained in Krishna consciousness to learn for a purpose. There has to be a purpose. Purpose means that there is actually a meaning in the appearance of Lord Nityananda. There is something we should know why. It's not just happened for our entertainment or something, as they say in America, far out, something really extraordinary. Krishna consciousness is not like that. You've got a very precise purpose. It's a process how to lift us up from this material world and make us strong enough so at the point of death we can remember Krishna and finally go back home, back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada didn't, I studied actually, Srila Prabhupada didn't lecture very in a specific way about Lord Nityananda. He basically said what I said in the last 1 hour or something like that. That's generally in a summarized version what he actually said. Then we have descriptions of Chaitanya Charitamrita, which are just more, that book describes activated Krishna consciousness. Bhagavad Gita prepares us or informs us who is Krishna, how to serve him. Anything what we need for Krishna consciousness is in Bhagavad Gita. Then comes Srimad Bhagavatam, which shows us, informs us about Krishna's energies, about his associates, about his pastimes on this planet. And then, because Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarvadharma paridhyajya mamikam sharanam vraja, give up even religions and surrender to me. That's the ultimate conclusion. Then Srimad Bhagavatam, we can learn how great devotees are surrendering to Krishna. And Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna himself appeared with Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda to show us how we can do it now, here, in this age of Kali. How we can live in an activated state of Krishna consciousness. There are different stages of Krishna consciousness. There is a stage we inquire, there is a stage we practice, it's called sadhana, we practice. And then on the level of Chaitanya Charitamrita, that's spontaneous, it's activated already. That means me in action, me as the eternal part of Krishna, already fully involved, relating to him. That, Prabhupada said, takes a little time. That should not be artificially imitated, So we should not reach out. We can study, we can be informed, that's good. But we should not artificially reach out there where we don't belong yet. We are not permitted yet. But it's good to know. It's like even a child in a first grade in a school can be informed about the university. There is a big school. They learn many things there. It can even get the books from university, but still, it's in a basic school. So first comes the basic school, then comes the basic training, then comes more advanced studies, and then comes, and you can see, that example I think is quite accurate, because you can see that the process of learning becomes more and more natural. In the first grade school, you have to go there, and they tell you to sit down and write this and write that. And in a more advanced version, then you already specialize. And you already take really more actively part. Supposed to, at least. And then in the university, there is another atmosphere of learning. At least so far, I saw it even from outside. I never was in a university. But I saw it that even the relationship teacher and the student is changing. Because they share a common interest in the subject. So it becomes almost friendly. It becomes more like even complimenting. Even sometimes the student can find out something the teacher doesn't even know. It becomes very exciting, the exchange, because they are so absorbed in the issue. So similarly in a spiritual sense, it's not that the disciple becomes better as a spiritual master, that can never happen. But the exchange becomes more dynamic. And this is actually Chaitanya Charitamrita. There's a dynamic exchange of Krishna consciousness. So much that the issue of eating and sleeping and sex life and all these things which bothers us in this world becomes completely irrelevant. You never find, that the associates of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda said, we have to stop this talk about Krishna, I'm hungry, or I'm tired, now we have to stop. No. It just went on and on and on. And there was also eating going on, and there was all this. Yes, that was going on. But it's described that Lord Chaitanya was performing his daily duties regarding washing himself and this. So automatically that he was completely unaware of them only. It was just going like that. Completely. Just not even thinking about it. So this is Krishna consciousness, that your consciousness becomes shifted to a platform where you don't neglect your duties, just to live in this world, You don't walk around on the street, and going, I'm not here, That will be probably hardly possible. But inside you feel. Prabhupada said, a devotee in this world behaves like an unchaste wife. She performs her duty to the husband, but she always thinks about the lover. And we know women are very good at it. They really know how to do this. They go, yes, my dear, welcome, dear. Oh, yes, my dear. Bye-bye, my dear. You know, and as soon there is some momentum, they are there where they want to be. So this is, Prabhupada's a devotee is like this in this world. He goes, hello, yes, very nice. And how is your family? Oh, very good, very good. Bye-bye. As soon there is a time, he chants Hare Krishna. He is relating to Krishna conscious association. The rest is just hello, yeah, no, oh really, bye-bye. You know? And sooner or later it takes usually a turn which things become incompatible. Unfortunately, it's like that. Even in Srila Prabhupada's life, it was visible. Srila Prabhupada was a very social person. He had many friends, and he was, you know, he was living like a family man. So he was very, you know, involved, you can say, in one sense. But in one sense, he wasn't. He wasn't. So ultimately, it had to go. Prabhupada had to dedicate himself completely to the mission of the spiritual master, which he said, I never forgot 1 second of my life. I always remember that. Prabhupada said, there was no time I forgot Krishna. But simultaneously, you know, he was standing in his pharmacy, he was selling medicine. Can you imagine people coming in and going, you know, I have this pain, okay, you know, selling something. We are all exposed to these situations, which are external, which are actually not corresponding to our spiritual nature. So we have to tolerate. We are now here. But as soon as time arrives and possibility arrives, then spiritual association. Association is very important. Therefore you find in Chaitanya Charitamrita you can learn the lesson with what kind of enthusiasm the devotees associate with each other. It's just it's such a greed to be together, to chant about Krishna. Because that's actually real us. As soon as we stop doing this, we go out there, then we are again in a field where we have to go, okay, hello, good morning, how are you? And we just walk the streets like strangers. Here we are not, because here we are what we are. We are actually doing Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam. That means hearing, chanting, remembering Krishna. This is actually what our real life is. The rest is just decoration. And it will go. It will guarantee go. It will disappear. It's all temporary. So we welcome the chaos in the material world. We welcome the insecurity being more and more implanted into people's hearts, because it will make them more and more eager to inquire about the ultimate nature, about the reality. Therefore Maya is also called mercy. And then they may inquire, take shelter. That's the only price we have to pay in Krishna consciousness, to take shelter. As Prabhupada said, sometimes his disciples, he asked, so you like to be in Krishna consciousness? You know? And they said, yeah, Prabhupada. In presence of Srila Prabhupada, such a question was really irrelevant. Krishna consciousness was so full of taste. And, yeah, it's so nice here, Prabhupada. Then take it. It was when Mataji was known, I knew her, she was one of the first pioneers going to Vrindavan. There was no ISKCON temple yet. And so she was so in love with Vrindavan that she was going through all those territories and she knew the place so well. I remember when we used to go always on some parikrama visiting holy places. She was the first tourist guide always. She knew the place already. And when Prabhupada arrived to the opening of the Krishna Balaram temple, she was standing there amongst devotees welcoming him in a just about to be accomplished temple. It was not completely ready yet. So Prabhupada came and he stopped, you know, when he arrived at this construction site. And he stopped and looked at her. He knew very well that she was there already. And he said, you like Vrindavan? She said, Prabhupada, I love it here. He said, and take it, it's yours. This is how Krishna consciousness works. We have only to do one thing, we have to take it. And when you take it, it's so nice because nobody can take it away from you. Nobody can except us. We can make a decision which Krishna never gets involved with. You want to be covered again? Please, go ahead. Embrace the material nature again. She will impose so many artificial identities upon you. But if you don't want to, you can be always a devotee. And devotee is basically always a devotee. I just met in Sweden a devotee I met last time 25 years ago. And it's an interesting experience. We go, Hariva, last time I met him he was a young skinny boy, Now he is, he just survived a cancer operation and, we just look at each other like coming from the death. We're going, Hariva, still alive, huh? How was it? Yeah, well, it was a cancer, 3rd degree, almost died, and you see this kind of tired look in his face, It's like, wasn't really worth of it, to struggle for all these material things. This is so nice when you are infected with Krishna consciousness. Once you are infected, then even you try to be, somewhat materially established, it does not work. You cannot forget Krishna. By the mercy of Lord Nityananda, you cannot. So we warn anybody to come close to Krishna consciousness because you will never be able to be a full-fledged, enthusiastic materialist. Who thinks that this is all wonderful and let's go and it's Christmas coming and great and then we go on holiday and we will be on holiday and it's going to be fine and we will enjoy and I will work hard for most of the year to be 2 weeks in Mallorca, and then in 2 weeks in Mallorca I will enjoy all this, which I couldn't enjoy the rest of the year. Unfortunately, together with 50,000 others who sing the same thing. So, and I will be there on the beach and it will be wonderful, and I saw it in a magazine, I saw the picture. I saw it. They are all enjoying it. Go on the internet, look, they are all enjoying it. And so the Indians think, my God, if I could go in my lifetime to New York, what a place. It's like heaven. There's buildings and this. In New York they think, oh my God, how do I get out of this hell, if I could go there, they think, oh wonderful, they think, I should go to Goa, look, Goa, it's just palm trees, the ocean, no New York, wonderful. They go to Goa, and they sit on a beach, which is cleaned, 20 square meters, and then the garbage starts, They cleaned 20 square meters for the tourists. That's why they made the photo, Goa! And then you sit there 20 square meters and the garbage comes. And everybody has a dream where to go and how to enjoy and how to do something wonderful, and then it's not coming. It's not coming. We want the babies without nappies, We want the husband without the ugly man. We want the beautiful wife without the agitated woman. We want the, Prabhupada said, we want the kingdom of God, but without God. That's what we want. We want the spiritual world with no Krishna. Well, that's not how it works. So Krishna consciousness is a very, very realistic thing. It's the way how to get out of there. It's the way how to be what we really are. And one devotee realizing this, he just said, Prabhupada, but you said Krishna consciousness, it's so simple. Prabhupada said, yes. It's very simple. You just chant Hare Krishna and associate with devotees. But I didn't say it's easy. Because to be simple, it's not easy. Because we are so complicated. We are just, what about if? It could be, if it would be. Maybe. How do you know? if Krishna doesn't exist? What about if all this is just a dream? Could be. I'm not saying it is, but it could be. Maybe. And in this way, we are just getting nowhere. We simply don't know. Because it could be maybe. The most important thing is, it is not like this. No, it is not. Because it could be something else. Maybe. And in this way, we are wasting the whole human form of life, and at the end comes the inventory time, and we go, well, we could die, maybe. Could be. And the death comes and goes, but you could be, or maybe you're dying now, finished. Death as it is. Finished. You say, but we have to discuss this. Maybe, could be. And the death goes, you know what? It's no maybe. Finished. Out. That could be a maybe you can do next lifetime. You can continue. You can be born again. And then again you go, maybe it could be. There's even birds like this. I saw in India a bird standing in a field. You know, this crane, what is this called? This?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh?
Back.
They stand and they look very seriously in the water. Could be, there's a frog. Maybe. The very philosophical bird. I saw a bird like this standing there for 5 hours and it didn't move. Could be. Maybe. Maybe there's a frog. You know? So you spend your life, it's ridiculous. And you hear it all the time when you preach. People go, yeah, it's nice, you are saying that it's nice. I'm not convinced. I have to think about it. You go, yeah, keep on thinking. Like the bird, you know. Well, maybe there's a frog. Think. You can think like this, where you get with this. But here nature is a very simple speech. Birth, old age, death, disease. Finished. Just keep on thinking. You know? Yeah. No conclusion. The whole scientific world, whatever we learned in a school, is no conclusion. They tell you, yeah, now you are a fully educated person. Now you can think on your own. How it could be, if it would be, maybe. Bye-bye. This is called academic studies. 20 years of university and you still stand there like that stupid bird, going, maybe, it could be. But I know so much. How it could be, maybe. You know, the mysteries of science. You know, they don't know one thing. So much years being wasted. What do you know? Can you tell me who you are? Simple question. Who are you? Well, I'm the professor, doctor. You know, they have this title, you know, hardly fits on a visit card. Really? So what can you do? I studied how to, something very detailed, very intricate. I know how to clone butterflies. Really? And what is this good for? I don't know. But I'm a professor, doctor. He got a Nobel Prize for discovering how butterflies can be cloned. Because I won a Nobel Prize too, you know. I mean, it's such a bizarre world. If you ever enter this world, it's just these buildings, when you just pass by these universities and these buildings, they're already like, they're almost, they have a shield around them full of mental energy, you know. Just what comes out? Simply frustrated people. You know, who are interested in one thing. Sex life. That's another thing. Yeah. Forget the butterflies. This is ultimately what it comes down to. It's so simple, material nature. Eating, sleeping, mating and defending. Scientific or not scientific, it doesn't matter. So we are addressing these issues in Krishna consciousness too, of course, yes. My dear agitated monk, okay, then get married. Fine, try it out, go ahead. Good luck. We all have this, we are going through this, but in Krishna consciousness it's like you are dealing with snakes, but they have no teeth, there's no poison. Whereby in the material world, to experiment with material energy is very dangerous. She can cover you so much that you don't even know if it's